Hi everybody, it's me, Beverly. No, it's not a speed run. As you can see by the stripe in the top left-hand corner, I'm back on the experimental build. I've decided to um, use this area that I have been using for the speed runs. If you haven't seen my speed runs, they're in the Satisfactory speedrun playlist. Go have a look. Yes, I do like this area, except I've decided to do something which I typically don't do, what I typically try to avoid, and that is build things in the sky. Except, of course, that won't be in the sky, they'll be firmly rooted down to the ground. Okay, I'll show you. I have been doing a little bit of building before I recorded this video. There's the limestone miner. There's something else and something else and something and quite a bit going on here. Um, Quite a lot going on here actually. I'm actually pretty early on in game, as it were, up the tech tree. Right, all of this area I'm going to redo soon. I'm going to have to tidy it all up, concrete it all down, get the production facilities all arranged and aligned a lot neater. I've just put this in. These ones around here, around this one in the middle, aren't being used. They'll never be used. They're just to remind me not to delete that center pole while I'm sorting things out. Because it goes up there and it would be a little bit complex to rejiggle it and put it back in. Right, so we've got stuff down here, some workshops. We've got a conveyor belt coming from the limestone node all the way over there, just to get some extras in. And I have put the staircase in. I don't have the jump pads or anything like that yet researched. If you don't know, I'll just show you here without going too far up. If you stand here and then just go side to side, you can actually get down quite quickly all the way down. So if you build this up, it's pretty good. What I have been doing is, until just recently, is basically jumping off the top into the water, and that was a much quicker way to get down. I can't do that now because of building. I've been doing a lot of building. So I'll just get to the top here and then I'll continue with my explanation. Yay! Okay. Up and 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 up. There we go, we're coming to the top now. So yes, it is quite a lot. Now I'm going to come up into the middle. This is the center of this. This is going to end up being a city. And I'll explain a little bit more in a moment. Right, so this is the exact center. We've got the hub there. We've got both equipment bench and the craft bench here. They're more equidistant. Tower there, and this here, which is the power inlet, which is equidistant as well from the center. So it's all looking pretty good. This is all, as you can see, it's all connected up. What you can't see from this vantage point, there are more power. I'll get that sun out of the way. Power poles up there. So that's coming up, bringing the power up. Before long, I'll be sending power down instead. But those biomass burners I'm using are just temporary for the moment. I'm not going to bother going up here because we're going to come here to have a look, so you can have a better idea of what's going on. Yes, more of these. I will tidy these up, probably put them in a, surround them with walls just to tie them up, but I'm not really too worried about that right now. I can jump up onto here and just jump up. This area here is going to be for some kind of storage, possibly. In fact, it will be at some point. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking 5x5 grids. So if you imagine from the center there, that's 1, 2, 3. So that's a 5x5 grid there. That is one block. And each one of those blocks of 5x5, I'm doing 3x3 grid of 5x5, if that makes sense. So that's 15x15, and that is a city block. So I've done that. This is coming up to here, so the 15 wide starts there and goes to that one there, so that's 15x15. This is the next block over, and this is on the next block over as well. This is going to surround it except for the corner bits here, which I'm going to put into the next block because that's another block, if that makes sense. And I'm going to raise this up by another 2 floors, so you'll have a, like in each corner you can have a higher block. And I haven't filled that in yet. I'm going to have to remove some of those trees, etc. Oh, there's a crashed ship there. So basically, as I say, this is the center. There's going to be thoroughfares going down. Be good for bringing in supplies and keeping the place look city-like. That's another one, as I say, that them are going to go off and just continuously going in all directions from this point, north, east, south and west. There's that limestone mine there. So yes, so there's going to be some points where at the floor, that's the floor there, will have to be raised up to go above things. Sometimes I will incorporate whatever's poking through into the actual design, turn it into some kind of park, something in the city. So what's the point of it all? Well, one of the reasons is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the resources from the mines, from the floor, or from the ground, bring it up through the conveyor belts, the conveyor lifters, into here, into the city, and then process it all, and then start putting a large production system in place. But it's going to be like a city, maybe something like from Blade Runner, I don't know, that kind of thing. And you're going to have a lot of overhead walkways and conveyor belts going from one area to the other, because each building is going to be dedicated to a specific purpose. So at some point in the future there'll be lots of conveyor belts going from one tall skyscraper to another, and it'll look good, I think. Plus it makes everything quite easy to manage, because everything, well, not everything, but most of the time things are going to be flat. And then as we move out, then there'll be, you know, we'll encroach into different biomes and different resource nodes, and then will be brought up as needed. This is a weird colour at the moment because I built this and then I modified it, and I haven't painted that yet. I will be using different colours to represent different functions and just to make the city look a little bit different. And that's about it. So what we have got coming up already at the moment, I do need to sort it all out down there, as I say, is we've got a lot of biofuel. I've got an automated biofuel, well, semi-automated biofuel production plant. We're going to pop down in a moment. Iron ingots. I've got nothing actually processed except for the bio oil and biofuel, sorry, and concrete. The rest is just your ingots. So there's the concrete coming in here. Now, basically, the way I've done it is I've got the conveyor lift coming in, comes into a splitter, and then each one goes into a separate storage box, comes back around and goes into a joiner, and then out to there. And I've done this just so I've got the extra capacity for storage. At some point I will put the larger storage boxes in, possibly. I may not need to, and it comes out here. So at some point, once I start getting things done, these will come out and go to places probably for further storage, processing, whatever. Probably on either, probably up there, and things like that. And the same, exactly the same thing is on these things here. These are all duplicates as well, except I haven't put the steps in there, in any of them ones there. So I also have to raise that up one floor, and each one of them on each side. Got to do the ones in the corners, and they look pretty good. And then stretch and stretch and stretch into the distance. So yeah, it's kind of like starting to feel a bit like an actual city, I suppose. Starting to get alleyways and that kind of thing. Might as well spread things out a bit, eh? Alright, now there's a constructor there. I'm not going to use them two biomass burners. I will be putting some in, quite a lot in, but them will be up a height. I probably put them on the corner ones because them are going to be an extra 1 or 2 floors higher, so keep all of the fumes out. I know you don't have fumes, but you know, RP reasons. Now I can't jump there because we've got that there. But what I can do actually, in fact I should have until later on, but then I'm going to be building over it anyway. I'm going to go up this way. It's easier. So I can jump from the top of this section here into the water. Get back down. I'll show you how I'm doing the biofuel. You probably already know but how to do it. But this is the way that I do it when I'm wanting to automate the process somewhat, and it's a pretty good idea to do so, with particularly when you're going to be clearing a lot of stuff out like I am. So we just jump down. Whee! There we go. So the biofuel is processed over here. As I said before, all of this needs to be sorted out and tidied up. So we've got our storage here just as a buffer, so when that's full that can fill up and act as a buffer. Them go up there. Them are fed by this one here, which converts biomass into biofuel. Another buffer storage there. So what we've got here, and I've colour coordinated it for now, is we've got the wood and we've got leaves. There's not much left now, and I don't have my chainsaw. That's up in the storage at the hub. So we've got leaves to biomass, wood to biomass. So now we've got biomass coming in, joins together, gets stored, buffer store, gets constructed into biofuel, and that gets sent up. So yeah. Same for the copper, though that's stored. Those two storage containers are full, and so is that one there. So it's been running for a while. And I don't use that much. So I've got 3 biomass burners running. And basically what I do, well, what I have been doing is grabbing 3 stacks of biofuel from up there, bringing it down and shoving it in when I need to. And that works. Well, as I say, I need to sort all of this out, get it all nice and tidy. But I will do at some point soon. So that's it. I'm not going to do a lot of the basic stuff on cam because that will take a long time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this area here, so from there to there on either side, and these corner bits here, get that all concreted out. And then after that we'll be looking at some more interesting things to do. But yeah, that's about it. Just a quick video just to give you an idea of what I'm doing outside of Satisfactory speedruns. At intervals I will be putting these sections in. So for 2 purposes, one to get resources up into the city, and the other one to make it logical-ish. So the actual city is being propped on these pillars all the time to hold it up. So it's not like a floating city in the sky kind of thing, which I'm avoiding. I seem to avoid that a lot. That's there just because of height restrictions. This one here, I'm always placing that down so it's 8 clear spaces below the floor of the city, and just to make it all even as well, so I've got an idea of where things are. Plus also doing it that way, taking it from that way downwards, gives me an accurate idea of how far below the city I am. So when I come to a section which slopes downwards, the number of them at number 8 point will increase, etc, etc. So I say that one actually doesn't have one at 8. I'll have to put one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually it does. Okay. There is one at the 8th one. There we go. So as you can see, that's 2 full ones there. But over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like a couple of blocks higher, which you can tell here. But later on, when you're running around doing things, it's going to be a bit less obvious at times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. That has to be on that one. It's not a full 8 gaps between the two. So, but that's okay. I'll have to get up there and cut them trees down. So yeah, every so often I'll come around and clear out some of the trees and leaves, etc. with the chainsaw. I've got to do some more again. As you can see, those storage buffer stores are running a little bit low, so I'll do that and let all of the supplies fill up. I will have to do that for all of the other stuff, when I get to it, the coal and all that kind of stuff, and take it up. And then there'll be a one city block full of coal, power plants and all that kind of thing. Anyway, as I say, just a quick little look at what I'm doing with this. Leave your comments, suggestions and all that kind of stuff, and I'll catch you again soon. Anyway, as I was saying, that's about it. If you do like my content, please click on the like button, subscribe if you haven't, click on the notification bell if you want to be told when I put stuff online, and until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Commander Beverly Hunter, and see you soon. Bye.